Hello everybody, SSA here, aka SuperSunaArashi, coach of the Groningen Golducks, bringing you our draft analysis of the RBA Season 1, the Royal Battle Association that we joined, a new showdown league. And I'm very hyped for this league because after the dropout of the FBL earlier this year, I really needed to, get into a league that can actually help me improve myself as a coach. And the RBA gave me that opportunity and I'm very thankful for that. So without further ado, I'm just going to dive straight into my draft analysis and give you guys my opinion on why I chose the Mon. Most of these mons is because I really wanted to use them in draft format this time around, and some of them I really want to use again after using them in the past. So without further ado, let's just dive right into it as I shared before. And the first mon that we actually picked was Buzzwole. I really wanted to use Buzzwole in draft format because look at that attack and defense. That attack and defense is sky high. You can run a physical attacking Buzzwole or you can run a physical defensive Buzzwole. Its HP is also very good, but it very lacks in speed, special attack, and special defense. I mean, you can always play with the speed in that commander, but speed most of the times put on the maximum EV, and then you can either run an attacking or defensive, or maybe a mix of both of them. I'm very, still a rookie when it comes to EV investment. In the past I just did stuff like let's put this in max, this in max, and this okay. I really need to improve myself on that matter. And Buzzwole also has a very good move set with moves as Leech Life, of course, which got a buff. It got moves like Lunge, Poison Jab. It also got Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. It gets all the punches, I think. It can put up the substitute in that matter. Buzzwole is a very mon that I really wanted to use after seeing it in Draft League format used by other people, and I'm very happy that I managed to get Buzzwole that soon, because we were in the middle of the draft and it didn't get picked beforehand. I think it's also because Buzzwole has that risk because of its special defense and speed. But if used right, I think Buzzwole can hit very hard, and that can be very useful when it comes to getting kills in this league and in that matter, for the differentials. So I'm very happy Buzzwole is here. I do have to say I don't have any nicknames. I don't know if I will be using any nicknames because I am very stupid when it comes to making up nicknames. For a certain mons I can easily make nicknames, but for a lot of mons I can't. So if you have any suggestions for nicknames, leave them down in the comment section below. Maybe I will look into that, and maybe you will see your nickname be chosen in one of my matches. I really want to involve you guys as well with this league, so do that. Leave comments with nickname suggestions, and who knows. But let's go down into my next pick, which is Volcanion. Now, while Buzzwole is more physical, Volcanion can go either way. You can run a physical Volcanion right here or a special Volcanion. I tend to use special attacking Volcanion more. Again, not a really speedy mon, but we'll be getting into that later on. But Volcanion really is a mon same as Buzzwole. I really wanted to use one day, and today or this year was, in my opinion, the best time to use Volcanion. And Volcanion is also one of our C captains, one of our mons that can use C moves. So I think with his typing and C moves, it can be a very tricky mon to use. And I like to, use tricky mons, use mons that can surprise in that matter or surprise the opponent. And Volcanion also has a very wild move set. I think, what was the move called? Steam Eruption, I think, is his iconic move. Steam Eruption, there we go. Water move, Steam Eruption, 30% to chance to burn a target. So it's an improved Scald, if you may call it that way. So that is something you can run. You can run Heat Wave, I think, yeah. Let me see what it can use more. As I said before, you can also run a physical Heatran and go for powers like Flame Charge, Flare Blitz. You have so much. I haven't used Volcanion that much, maybe 1-2 times just regularly, but not in draft format. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun using Volcanion, and yeah, I hope I can make work with it, especially in combination with C moves. You never know what I will bring, or maybe you will. I don't know. I'm a coach that likes to do either the easy or the risky way. So that is Volcanion. If I go by this very fast, that is because doing draft analysis, I don't know, I like to tend to do things really fast. I don't want to go into too much details or too much talking, because otherwise this video will be like 20-30 minutes, and I don't think you guys will be willing to talk or listen to me for 30 minutes. I don't know. Sometimes if I talk, I can go on and on and on, and I don't think that... okay. Alright, so let's go with our next mon, which is also a sea captain. One of the two sea captains. One of them is Volcanion, and the other one is Crocodile. Now, Crocodile is an amazing mon. Crocodile is an amazing mon in the Draft League format. Speed is... it can put in the work, put in Choice Scarf on it. Moxie boost. It can destroy lives. Crocodile can destroy lives, not likes. I mean... if you want, you can click that like button. Haha, did I know? Okay, but Crocodile can destroy lives. Crocodile is a very, very good mon, and I finally get the chance to actually use it in Draft League format, because most of the times, if I do Draft League formats and I want to pick Crocodile, it already gets picked, and there you go. But Crocodile, knockoff, pursuit, there we go, earthquake. And what can we give it more? You can, let's say dark crunch. Let's say crunch, because I like to crunch people. I like to flinch people. I like to, well, crunch is not flinch. Crunch is 20% to lower the target's defense by 1. But still, this is like a moveset you can run. Put a choice band on it or choice scarf on it. Mostly choice scarf. Put all investments in attack. I mean, yeah, jolly nature, I think. Yeah. There you go. You have a moveset for Crocodile right here. Put choice scarf on it. There you go. This is a moveset you can run. There are other moveset you can run on the Crocodile, but Crocodile, if used right, and if it gets the opportunity to take down opponents with the Moxie boost and the choice scarf, it can actually do some work. And I'm so happy I get Crocodile. As I said before, I really like Crocodile's design. I really like Crocodile's in League Draft format. His typing is kind of fun as well. I'm really a fan of ground type, and dark type, so there you go. So yeah, Crocodile is also here. I really hope, as I said before, with the Volcanion boss, well, it can get many kills, but Crocodile is here. Crocodile is here with that beautiful nose of him. But next off, we have a Shaman. Now, Shaman is tricky, because I never use Shaman, and I really needed, after drafting a few months, I really knew I needed a grass type, and Shaman actually was one of the mons that stood out to me, and I was like, let's pick Shaman. I think Rose Raid was already picked, so that was one of the reasons why I picked Shaman over Rose Raid, because most of the times, if Rose Raid is still available, I will pick Rose Raid, because Rose Raid is my fave. But I think Shaman can actually put in a lot of work. Shaman can be used very, very multi, if you call that. You can put Leech Seed on it, run a defensive Shaman. You can go all out attack with Seed Bomb. What moves does it get more? Let me see here. Giga Drain. You can run Giga Drain and run a more special attacking Shaman. You can go either way. You can go a lot of ways. Air Slash, if you really want to be a bitch and flinch opponents. If you think I'm drunk or anything, it's not true. I'm not drunk. I'm just very hyperactive, and it's very late in the evening, by the way, and I really want to get this video done, so yeah. But Shaman, there's not much I can say about Shaman. I'm going to use it for the first time, and hopefully I can put in a lot of work with it. Yeah, there you go, Shaman. Next off, we have Cobalion. Now, Cobalion is the same with Shaman. I never used Cobalion, but I really needed a fighting type to work with the mons I already have, and the steel typing can actually work as well. And Cobalion is here, a very defensive mon. I really needed a defensive mon, by the way, looking at all my mons. I mean, Boss Ball is really defensive, and Volcanion can be used special defensive, same as Shaman. But I really need another defensive mon with Cobalion that can also, you know, do some work. Cobalion gets a lot of. I should actually put this. I should actually put the moves I would have used for Cobalion and all the other mons already in the draft analysis below. But as I said before, I really want to do this quickly because I have a tight schedule also with work, and I rather get a video out for you guys than no video, if you may call it that way, because I'm gonna take this league very seriously. And yeah, but Cobalion, it can put up the stealth rocks if he wants. I'm just seeing that superpower, sacred sword, of course, but you can also run a much defensive Cobalion with a lot of moves. Yeah, basically. Next up, we really needed a electric type because our team really was looking weak to flying. So I picked a mon that really fits my team in that matter so far, and that is Mega Ampharos. Megas are allowed in this league, so Mega Ampharos is here. Electric Dragon type, electric of course before the Mega, but we have to Mega first turn if we attack. If we switch out, it's okay, but if we have to attack, Mega it is. And yeah, what can you say about Ampharos? Ampharos special attack is sky high. Ampharos attack is sky high. Its speed is very bad. As I said before, I don't have a lot of speedy mons, so we're gonna have to work out with that. I think I have a few speedy mons coming up next, but in the first half of the draft, I didn't really draft it for speed. I drafted some speedy mons. I mean, Crocodile with Choice Scarf can be very speedy. Shaman can be very speedy if used correctly. Cobalion, of course, but all the other mons like Boss Wolf, Volcanion can hit hard. They don't have that lot of speed, but Ampharos is the same. Ampharos is the pinnacle when it comes to slow mons in our team, because for an electric type, Ampharos is kinda slow. That's an understatement. But it deals a lot of damage in special attack. And you can also run, you know, a special defensive Ampharos. And it still hits hard. And it gets like moves like Volt Switch. It gets moves like I think Dragon. It gets Outrage, but that's more physical. What am I saying? Gerard, get your mind out of the gutter. That's the other generations where Dragon is. There we go, Dragon Pulse. There we go. It gets Dragon Pulse, of course. It gets Volt Switch to get the momentum back again. You can run Thunderbolt or Thunder. Thunder is more risky, but still, it gets Thunder. And it also has the ability Static. Before Mega. So if you are in there before you Mega Evolve, it still gets the static, you know, ability. So if used right, you can actually do a lot of work. Especially if a person likes to U-turn out on Ampharos or something like that. It gets probably the static. It has 30% static, then he switches out into another mon, then I Mega Evolve and I can deal a lot of damage. So that is something to look out for. I really like Mega Ampharos as a design. As speed, it's gonna be a lot of hard work to make it actually work, but still, I have much faith in Mega Ampharos, and I'm actually very glad with the first half of the draft we have right here. We have a lot of powerful mons in our first draft half, and I think I can make it work. Especially with Crocodile and Volcanion. Those two can actually work out a lot, especially because they're both sea captains. So I can actually, you know, surprise by bringing them both, and one of them has a sea move, for example, or not, or you never know. You never know. So that was the first half of my draft. Next half of the draft, we're going to get two mons that are somewhat but I like to make them work, especially this mon right here, Quillfish. Now I've used Quillfish in the SBL, and I think Quillfish is a very underrated mon. If used right, Quillfish can actually be a huge part of this team, and that is because one of his ability Intimidate, that can be very useful in Draft League format. It has Destiny Bond, as you can see here, and I've used that before, and it can be very useful. And I don't know why, but I'm really a big fan of using Destiny Bond in sense of Draft League format, because sometimes using Destiny Bond or using, you know, a suicide lead, if you may call that can be very useful. It can get you the momentum to get back into the match. For example, I've used it in my SBL match against somebody that had a Celesteela. And I knew that Celesteela could be a huge problem to my team. And the only option I had, and it was very risky, was to use Destiny Bomb with Qwilfish on Celesteela. And by taking down Celesteela that way, I could get the momentum back by, you know, switching in a Mon that can counter the other Admon team. And by doing that, by sacrificing Qwilfish that way, taking down the Celesteela with him, I got the momentum back in that match. Whereas if I didn't do it, I probably would have lost that match because the Celesteela would still be there and I would have a huge problem taking care of that Celesteela in the end game. If that makes any sense. So I'm not afraid to do a suicide lead or a suicide tactic in order for me to get back into the match, even though it could be risky in order to make that work, and it can also, you know, backfire on me by sacrificing a Mon. I could put myself in a position where I don't get back into the match, which could be stupid as well. But as I said before, I'm a risky coach. I like to make risky plays, and I like to pick risky mounts, and Qwilfish is underrated and risky. It can also use other tactics besides Destiny Bonds, but expect me, if I bring Qwilfish, there is a high possibility I will be bringing Destiny Bonds. So we also have Pain Split. You can use it defensively, but you can also, you know, put it on this and an Adamant. And that same goes for Explosion, by the way, because Qwilfish does get Explosion. Give it a normal gem, and you can actually put in a lot of work with it, surprising the opponent. So I really like Qwilfish. I really like beginning to like Qwilfish. It's one of the reasons why why the shirt I'm wearing in my channel art is a Qwilfish design, because I began to appreciate Qwilfish in Draft League format, and it's a very, very underrated mon. So be looking out for that. So next off, I really needed a fairy type as well. So I thought, let's pick Slurpuff. And Slurpuff has Unburden, so that is something. It can Citrus Berry Unburden, it can be very useful, or Figgy Berry Unburden. There are also like other moves, but I think Citrus Berry is like one of the moves you can go for. And oh, it always does that. And Slurpuff's stats are reasonable. They're reasonable. If used right, Slurpuff can actually do a lot of damage. And yeah, it's a fairy type, so a fairy type can be very useful. And I really needed a good fairy type, and I think Slurpuff can actually put in a lot of work for me in that matter. It gets also like Heal Bell, so it can actually also helps out us a lot in terms of healing our mons where needed. Does it get Wish? It does get Wish, so it can also works as a Wish user who can actually heal one of our mons back. It can actually work out well as a support mon in that matter. A support mon, but it actually can also hit hard if used right. Speed, again, I think Qwilfish speed is also, yeah. I'm not a very fast person in terms of draft, but when I'm speaking, oh boy. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, we really needed a fairy type. It has a great moveset. It can actually put in a lot of work. You can also use Belly Drum. Go for a more physical attacking Slurpuff, even though its special attack is more, but still, you know, who knows, who knows, who knows. I'm a very very versatile person when it comes to this. So my apologies if you are kind of annoyed by this draft analysis, but still, this is who I am, this is how I do it. This is SuperSunaArashi. So next off, we finally get sort of speed in our team with Sigilyph, because I really needed a psychic type as well with a flying type. And what Sigilyph gets is Magic Guard. Now, Magic Guard can be very useful, and we really needed a flying type as well, because I didn't have a flying type to, you know, because our team was kind of looking also, let me see, dangerous towards earthquakes. So I really needed a flying type as well. And Sigilyph can actually put in a lot of work. Magic Guard, as I said before, has a very good move pool, by the way. With it gets Whirlwind, so that could be useful. Trick, Toxic, Thunder Wave. It gets a lot of status inflicted moves here. It also gets Air Slash, which can be very powerful. It also gets Ancient Power if you really want to play tricky. Light Screen, of course, you can put up the screens and reflect. Yeah, Sigilyph is also one of those mons I've never used, but I really wanted to use it in Draft League format one day. And after seeing how my team was being formed and seeing I didn't have a Psychic type or Flying type, it gets Tailwind, which can be very useful because of our slow team. So putting up the Tailwind can actually be very useful. So I don't know, Sigilyph is one of those mons I can't really say anything about, other than that I really wanted to use it one day in Draft League format, and in the RBA it's gonna happen. So Sigilyph is here. It has the Magic Guard ability and Tailwind, for instance, which can be very useful looking at our draft team. So yeah, that is Sigilyph. Next up we have Empoleon. Now Empoleon can do a very much. First off, it gets the Defog move, which again can be very useful, especially because we didn't have a Rapid Spinner. I was actually considering drafting Sandslash in our team, regular Sandslash, so the ground type, but looking at our mons, we already had a ground type and another ground type. I mean, if I was going for a Sandstorm team, maybe I would have picked Sandslash, but I think Empoleon with Defog is actually much usefuler in this situation, because Empoleon has a really decent special attack, but also a very special defense. So you can actually run a very special defensive Empoleon and put up the Defog. It can also set up Stealth Rocks, I think, yes. And for instance, it gets Roar. And let me see, it gets, I think, just Scald. You can use Scald. Ice Beam if you really want to play. You can use Surf to get more damage off. Yeah, that is basically Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump if you really want to risk with the accuracy. I don't have that many luck with accuracy, so it gets Flash Cannon, Stab Flash Cannon, which can also be very useful. So Empoleon, in my opinion, at that point was a much better option for Sandslash, because not only is Sandslash very fragile, and in terms of speed, Sandslash could maybe be a bit better than Empoleon, but I don't know. I saw Empoleon, I thought if somebody else gets Empoleon, that could be very dangerous. So I need to pick Empoleon for myself. It can actually work out for my team. And Empoleon is a very fun mon to use, and also a very good mon in terms of design. And sometimes I also pick mons in terms of design. So yeah, Empoleon, that's Empoleon. But last but not least, I'm a man of my word. If I say I will use a mon and try to make it work, I will stick by that, and I will make it work. So after using it in the SBL, after trading it in the SBL and using it, I have to draft it again. And that is my girl, Pachirisu. Because it's gonna be a girl when I play in Pokemon Showdown, so be expected of that. But I really want to make Pachirisu work in Draft League format. I've said it so many times, and I like using Pachirisu so much. I mean, put an air balloon on it, so you take the one weakness of Pachirisu away. Voltassorb, so you can tank all the electric hits of all the other people. Then Nuzzle, because we outspeed most of the people, so put Nuzzle on there. If a team doesn't have a ground type, we're safe. If a team doesn't have a Voltassorb user, we're safe. All the other mons, whether they're grass, whether they resist it, they get nuzzled, they get paralyzed. Then, look at that moveset. First off, Super Fang. Certain 50% down of your health. What are you gonna do after a nuzzled Super Fang? You can do absolutely nothing. Then, it gets Facade. It gets, where is it? Seed Bomb. It gets Gunk Shot. So what is a Tapu Bulu or a Fairy type to a Pachirisu? It gets Thunder Punch for that extra coverage. You can U-turn out and you can play it safe. That's not U-turn. Why did I click that? You can U-turn out and then put everything the rest in attack. Put it Adamant or Jolly. Nuzzle them. If you really want to be a bitch, put Bite on there. Whoa, that's not Bite. This is Bite. Well, maybe Heatbutt. Put Bite for extra coverage. Put Bite in there. Try to flinch the opponent. Para flinch. I'm telling you, I'm loving Pachirisu. I'm determined. Call me crazy. I'm determined to make Pachirisu work in Draft League format. I'm gonna paralyze everybody. I'm gonna flinch everybody. I'm going to take damage with Super Fang. Everybody. What can they do against me? Maybe a lot if they take away of the air balloon, but still. I'm gonna make Pachirisu work. I'm a determined man. I'm a man of my word. I said it before. I'm gonna make Pachirisu work. I could have drafted any other mon, but Pachirisu is here. I'm gonna make 2017 for me is the year of Pachirisu. Together with Quillfish, which I also used in the SBL. Those two I really want to use more this year. And actually, you know, give them credit and give them the time to shine, if you may call that. I'm very passionate when it comes to certain things. And I really hope you guys enjoy that as well. But this is the draft for the Groningen Golducks in the RBA Season 1. Pokemon Showdown League. I will put everything in the description below for more information, so be sure to check that out as well. I hope to bring out the very first match this week. I don't know when this video comes up. I think it's going to come up on a Tuesday. So yeah, if everything works well in terms of my schedule with work and other stuff in life. But this is, I'm gonna put it right here. This is the draft of the Groningen Golducks for the RBA. I had put it in the screen as well, so you can, you know, already saw the mons I'm drafted, but still. I really hope you enjoyed this draft analysis. Again, I'm not really a big fan of doing draft analysis. I think I still made this like 15 to 20 minutes. I don't have the timer on right now here, but yeah, the Groningen Golducks, support the Ducks. I really am taking this league seriously, so I really hope you guys will be enjoying it as well with me. If so, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit that bell icon before every time I upload a video. You will get notified. I will really appreciate that. Follow me on Twitter, because if there's something going on with the RBA or something like that, I will probably be putting it on Twitter first before making a video. So if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at GDAPosma. Links are in the description as well, so be sure to do that. But I'm hyped for this league. I'm hyped for another draft league where I'm using Pachirisu and a lot of other mons I'm hyped for using. But with that, I'm going to end the draft analysis right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye! Bye!